Thanks, Morgan. Walgreens is doubling down on combining pharmacy and primary care services in-store, announcing a $5.2 billion deal in primary care provider VillageMD. That doubles its stake to more than 60%, with plans to roll out 600 clinics by 2025, half in underserved and urban and rural areas, part of the company's launch of integrated services under Walgreens Health.
Think about healthcare. It has to be local. It must be local. We can move in local communities to have a physician connected to our Walgreens store, and it creates a wonderful relationship between that pharmacist and that physician. And then when you think about putting in the background of that a tech-enabled platform so that all of your medical records are pulled together and the conversations are uniform and your physician recommendations are being shared directly with the pharmacist, I think that's a game changer.
Also looking at shifting offerings in the front of the store.
We're actually looking at that now and making some very deliberate decisions about what should the front of the store represent and what it should look like, and a more healthy for you profile.
And where does tobacco sales, does that fall in if you are going to be taking a more healthy approach? There certainly have been investors that have asked the company to stop selling tobacco products, and yet the company has said it's going to evaluate it, but we haven't really heard anything more about that.
Yes, that is part of our process. We are thinking about what's next in our stores and how do we really project a healthy for you profile when you enter our stores. Tobacco is one of those areas that's under real scrutiny right now, and so you'll see more to come in that area.
ESG shareholders have been pushing for that since CVS dropped its tobacco sales back in 2014. Meantime, Brewer wants investors to know that she's going to be disciplined in what the company does and what they don't.
To be very intentional, very deliberate. We're going to be very cost conscious, as you've seen in our cost transformation work. But also we're going to be transparent and be very open to how we're going to manage ourselves going forward. Many times when we've had these discussions, we would talk about foot traffic in our stores. We would talk about categories that are working. You'll hear us talk more now about how many lives are we managing, right? We will talk about our relationships with our payers. We will talk about relationships with our pharmacists and our physicians.
So if I'm an investor, I shouldn't really think about you so much as a retailer anymore?
I think you'll hear us talk some about retail, but what we really want to have impact is in the healthcare ecosystem. And this new Walgreens Health will make a difference and will begin to transform us away from retail and just dispensing pharmaceuticals. It will be about the lives that we manage and the lives that we touch and the lives that we can wrap physicians and clinicians around in our buildings, both physically and digitally.
That's a big shift. You can see investors not quite buying it at this point. The company, though, also boosting its guidance when it comes to cost cutting. They've done $2 billion a year. Now they're boosting that by 50%. Back to you.